Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I'm your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me today for round two is adult star and model, Miss Chloe Klein. Chloe, it's a pleasure and privilege as always. How are you? Welcome back.
I'm happy to be here. How are you? I'm doing very well.
First and foremost, I cannot complain. First and foremost, as well, guys, it's the holiday season. It's a time for merriment. It's a time for joy, and it's a time for giving us. And you have been giving us a lot of great content and great pictures. So we got to be thankful and grateful for you, my friend.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, hey, we just came off of Thanksgiving, and I got to say, when in a time where it is 2021 going on to 2022, we're back to some sense of normalcy, but now with the new variant going out, man, we're all cause of concern. So I just say, it's always something, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was reading up on that today.
It's interesting too because I mean here's the thing with COVID and everything that we had from quarantining, it got a lot of the creative juices flowing for content creators like yourself and a lot of people, for example, from the weights and like wanting to do home weight workouts and weigh-ins and stuff. But at the same time, it's like God dang man, we're this close and then something else happens, right?
Always. It's always something. Yeah. We always
It,
think we're out
it,
of the woods with this, and yet.
and that's the thing too. And I got to say, for you, I know you've been traveling a lot, man. You were posting a lot on your social media from the travel side of things. Talk about the traveling, because man, you're in LA, you're doing this, that, you're all over the place, Chloe.
Yeah, I went up to Santa Cruz recently. I was in Santa Cruz and San Francisco for a little bit. So it was nice. I haven't traveled since the beginning of the pandemic. I was in San Francisco in February of 2020. So it was really nice to be back. And yeah, I'm thinking about going back up.
First and foremost, who cannot go wrong with some California? They know how to party in the city of Compton. I'll sing California Love all day, all night. Tupac and Dr. Dre, what's up, West Coast? But no, I digress. It's one of those things where who doesn't love the good California area, the California sun, and dare I say, the California girls? So hey, it's a nice trip. It's a nice whereabouts. Everybody loves California.
Of course, it's the home state for me.
Okay, well, first and foremost, man, with West Coast, and as I am the East Coast on here, we've always had that kind of like battle and rivalry and stuff, whether it be rap and stuff. So I got to say, you got to give love to the West and East Coast, man. United, not divided, right?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness gracious! But no, and first and foremost, speaking of what we have, because in regards to the adult entertainment industry, you have great scenes out now with Jeff's models. Last time I had you on the show, we were discussing the Plumper Pass stuff, which again came out solid, came out superb, and this is no different. I gotta say, Jeff's models doing the damn thing, making your debut. Two amazing scenes. How does it feel?
Yeah, oh my God. It's great being on the road to just doing more films. I actually have something scheduled for January. So yeah, I'm just rolling them out piece by piece.
Now, without giving too much detail, because again, no spoilers, but what can we expect from the one coming up in January, right after the holidays, Chloe?
After the holidays, look out at Plumper Pass.
All righty. So more with the Plumber Pass side of things. Awesome. Now,
Go with that.
now I'm gonna say as well, if the first Plumber Pass was anything that we saw, I mean, like I was talking about the green lingerie last time, rocking it and just superb. What can we expect outfit wise? Because I gotta say, the fashion and the stylist really comes into fruition within your work.
I was definitely thinking more purple. I've been in my purple element recently. I feel like people with the color purple, it's not like you just like it, you're obsessed with it, you want to live in it. And I'm kind of getting into that. Like, I just want to live in purple right now.
Well, I'm gonna say right now, God rest his soul. If the late Prince can have that purple rain, you get that perfect world there, Miss Chloe Klein. Hey, the other reference I could have made was Barney the Dinosaur, but I was going for the musical realm there too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love Prince. Oh my God.
But no, I look at it from a stance too. There's a line of great colors, and I'm gonna say this for beautiful women like yourself and women in general that really stick out and pop, like purple, black, blue. And I think we talked about last time you voluptuosity factor with your voluptuous breasts and your goth type of vibes, like we talked about your Evanescence looking style. So
Got it to be being a big titty goth girlfriend. Yep.
yes, that's what I'm saying, man. Get yourself some black, purple, mix it up. Hello. Like I said, you could be any color of the rainbow and you would still rock it. I swear to God, you could pull that off.
Exactly. I'm very like out of my element right now. I decided to do green nails. Like, I'm feeling it. I feel cute.
It looks good. And well, first and foremost, I'm gonna say right now, if Eiffel 65 can say I'm blue, I was green, I would die. We ain't dying from that green, man. Those green nails are rocking.
Killing me today.
Oh my God. But no, that's cool. I mean, I think you have to do that. What's interesting too is like you see whether it be from the nail perspective, whether it be toenails or fingernails, you have to have that look to add to it. I mean, some can have black, some can add green, what have you. It's a mix, you know what I'm saying? And it really does fit into the element from head to toe, literally and figuratively speaking.
Thank you. I don't know. Whenever I've like watched porn in the past, I always pay attention to the girls' nails and like what they're wearing and their makeup. And so it's like when I look back on my films, especially the Jeff's Models ones, where like I have my cherry nails, like it's so cute to just check in on those little details. So, it's something fun for the viewer to look at.
Let me tell you something right now, and this is why I love you, Miss Chloe Klein. It's the attention to detail. It's the overall. I'm going to say this right now. It's the specifics. It's the overall nuances that really go into it. And I'm going to say right now, because the adult scenes in the porn industry as a whole is a art form, like anything in life. So you're telling the story even by the nooks and crannies of the nails, man. You go for again the head to toe. I'm going to say the cubicles, huh? You got to look at the attention to detail.
Exactly. That's what it's about.
And I'm going to say right now, folks, if that may seem weird paying attention to the nails, it's very true because it all goes with the style, the grace, and the finesse. And my goodness gracious, let's get into Jeff's models here, Chloe. The blue lingerie, I'm going to say, I'm a blue-eyed cat. I love me some blue. Blue is my favorite color. So you rocked it with that lingerie. Very nice. I like your style.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. It pops, man. Like I said, the scene is absolutely amazing. And for you, talk about working with Jeff because Jeff has worked with a lot of amazing women. We've talked about from the plus side of things. And just in general, Jeff puts out a lot of great content.
Yeah, it's so good. This was my first time working with that company. I knew nothing about them. They reached out to me and wanted to shoot. They were kind the entire way through, and the day of shooting was phenomenal. I can't wait to shoot with them again, to be honest.
Now, for you, it's very interesting as well because the scene starts out like any Jeff's model film, and I'm going to say this: go out of your way and watch the film. He's flirting with you, then boom, get into this right sensual passion of it. And I got to say, really does incorporate the passion, pun intended, because there's a lot of smiling. And I got to say, you start off with that smile, man, because you talk about the green nails. We're going to talk about that smile, Chloe Klein. It really does vibrate, and it really does light up in every one of your works. I did notice that. I know you talk about fingernails. I'm noticing you're smiling there, Miss Chloe Klein.
You're killing me over here.
Facts are facts, man. You do have that kind of like blush, like every time, like when it goes into the scene, and it fits, and it makes for a hell of a scene. So it's like that wide-eyed innocence of a child with a little bit of blush. It works.
You can tell that I'm excited to do the scenes, that I love what I'm doing. Like I want that to come across every time I film.
Well, of course, you have to be excited, and we'll say pun intended, but excited to want to do the film. Not that kind of excited. I'm so excited, Jesse Spano style, Saved by the Bell. Hello, but no, I mean I get it. I totally get it. You have to. If you're not loving what you're doing, then why do it at all, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. Now, the other scene that you did do was with Nikki. My God, Heart Attack. Absolutely killed it. You two have very good chemistry, and I look forward to seeing more of you. And she's a beautiful specimen in her own right.
She's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she was so fun to work with. She's an absolute dream.
That's the thing about, I can also attest to her about looking at yourself. She's one that just loves her work. She avoids that freak, that voluptuosity factor too. And it's a good freak. You know what I'm saying? It's a good freak, but god dang, she's down for anything.
Oh yes.
And I think for you, like as well, doing the one-on-ones with Jeff and what we've seen in the Plumper Pass, the threesome style of things, how did that really coexist with you? Like I said, you're up for anything and you're really up for the challenge, but the threesome aspect was also very nice to encompass.
Yeah, so we actually haven't done a threesome scene yet. We're planning to release one though. We did get to have some threesome action behind the scenes. But yeah, we're hoping to schedule one soon because we had such good chemistry.
Now, I'm going to say this right now, and for me, I can say this from an adult content viewer and a porn viewer. It's one of those things where if it's the more the merrier, as they say, that equates to life. I mean, who doesn't like to spice it up? We've seen many scenarios with couples and just in general, just spicing up in the bedroom, and it shows. And I think you need to have that spice, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's very true though, and I think a lot of people look at it from a stance too. With someone like yourself, again, and just in general, a lot of people like to bring that spice into the relationship, the bedroom, what have you. So it makes for a great time and it makes for a great scene. And I think those are some of the best scenes to really explore and expand the horizons.
I completely agree.
And that's the thing too when it comes to the adult line of work and just in general with porn. Now I'm going to say this: we mentioned that it is Christmas time, and some of the best photos, the imagery, whether it be dressing like an elf, the beauty comes out in the Santa attire and the elf attire with a lot of women like yourself. So I'm going to ask you from the OnlyFans side of things, because folks, if you've not checked out Klein on OnlyFans, Again, more great content, Chloe. But what are we thinking Christmas-wise, man? What are we going to dress up as? What are we thinking?
I was thinking about it. Oh God. So I definitely want to do Christmas sets, but I want to do Hanukkah sets too. I want to cater to different religious minorities. So stay on the lookout.
Well, first and foremost, I can appreciate that, the diversity and everything that goes into that. Because, I mean, here's the thing. With the Hanukkah, you could do like a sexy kind of dreidel thing, dreidel, the Hanukkah whole vibe. And it's true, the menorah really encompassed the sexual kind of way with Hanukkah. And Christmas, again, we talk about, the balls, the Christmas balls, everything that goes into it, from lights, the pageantry, that is Christmas. And at the same time, I mean, you could be that, you could give the gift under the Christmas tree, coming down the chimney with Santa, huh? So, I mean, hey, it works.
Love it.
It is. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities you can have, and we were talking about beautiful imagery. Like, I'll be honest with you. I remember as a kid, and we'll get into Christmas here, like when Destiny's Child had their, Doesn't It Feel Like Christmas, that music video, they played it on TRL, right? Beyonce, looking gorgeous as hell. Britney Spears with her My Christmas Wish. Oh, beautiful as hell. It's that type of music and that type of attire that really goes into that we've seen in popular culture transition to the adult line of work.
No, I agree. I love that.
Now I'm going to ask you, since it is Christmas and we were talking about Hanukkah and Christmas,
Yeah.
man, they're already starting with All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Now I'm going to say this right now. This is what pisses me off about Christmas, and I'm sure a lot of listeners can attest. I'm sure you can attest to this. Man, we didn't even get to Thanksgiving, and they're already starting with these movies at Christmas. Takes me out of it every goddamn year. Excuse my language, but it pisses me off. I'm like, we didn't even get to Halloween or Thanksgiving yet, and you want to start playing Christmas music.
I think it starts right before Halloween as well. When you start to see Christmas things get set up in stores, like it's overwhelming. And I love Halloween; it's my favorite holiday. So it's like, let me enjoy it, and then we can start Christmas. I don't really care for Thanksgiving.
Okay, you see, all right, now I'm gonna put this out there. With Thanksgiving, it's great to be around the family and be thankful and really just sit and have that camaraderie. But I mean, we're gonna get some of that turkey. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the gobble gobble on. I understand where you're
But
coming
also,
from.
like my birthday is right after Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and so it's like I kind of want to skip and just go right to my birthday.
Okay, now first and foremost, who doesn't love a good birthday around that time period? When it goes into Thanksgiving into Christmas, that's extra gifts right there, huh? Birthday, then you go right into Christmas.
Exactly, gifts on gifts.
Hey, I mean, I look at it from a stance too as well. Like, you're talking about Halloween. Now, I'm going to say this for Halloween. So I'll say this to my viewers. I just did a ring announcing gig in Vegas, and I had like a suit that was very Beetlejuice-esque/mobster. So I went for the Beetlejuice look, kind of sort of with the suit. And all I just had to say was it's showtime, and boom, I'm there, Michael Keaton style. Now, for you, Halloween, what'd you do for Halloween?
I actually went to a desert festival for Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, I went with a friend of a friend. So they do this every February and Halloween weekend. They go into the Mojave Desert and they just camp, and like it was about 100 to 150 people there, and there was like live music the entire time, like throughout the night, and there was like it was just wild. It was kind of like Burning Man light, if I can compare it to something.
Okay, well, first of all, that is a great analogy in comparison. You had me at Burning Man Light. I like your style. But no, the camping things, it's so simple, but the music and just being outdoors and just being around the festivities, it's nice. It's very calming, and dare I say it's therapeutic. You need that in your life.
It really was. It was so fun. Like I've never camped before, and like camping in the desert was so extreme but beautiful. I had such a good time.
Is it like in Nickelodeon when we had Salute Your Shorts? You're doing that type of camping, huh? You know what I'm saying? Back in the days of Salute Your Shorts and all those great shows.
Terrible.
Oh my God. But no, that's the thing too. And I'll be honest with you, in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this as well. Camping World is like a big to do here because people get their RVs, they can go camping. It's like a hot commodity down here in the South. Or anybody that's been to Camping World or just been around the campgrounds. It's a thing. It is a thing for a lot of people down here.
I know that. That's so interesting.
It is, but at the same time, like I think a lot of people don't appreciate it. And this we'll get a little spiritual here, but god dang man, just going out into the wilderness, enjoying nature. Sometimes we need to take that in. A lot of people don't realize just the beauty and dare I say the majestic. There's a word for everybody. The majestic vibes of just being outdoors and being around everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. I really want to do it again.
I mean, Burning Man Light and the music. Now, I'm going to ask you for the music side of things as someone who's very eclectic. When we've talked about our music tastes on here, Miss Evanescence, just going back to that point. But god dang, man, what type of music were we having there at this Burning Man Light?
Oh God, it was okay. So first of all, the music never stopped. Like it was just the whole time. It was a mix of like techno and mashups and like house music, trip hop, like just all over the place for the most part. But it was so beautiful. It was, oh, I loved it. It was so good.
Hey, well, I'm glad you had fun because it kind of reminds me of, and at least you got a different taste. I remember when I was a kid, so my grandmother, God rest her soul, man, it's one of those things where she used to love gambling, right? And we down here, we went on a casino boat that was out in Little River, South Carolina. So we're on the boat. It's very nice. We're out in the water. We have the casino. We have the gambling. We have the drinks. We have the overall view. Wonderful, right? But the music side of things, you go up top the layers of the casino boat, right? This dude, nonstop, and I love this song, Billy Ocean's Caribbean Queen. He had that going on replay, just singing that. I'm sure there were other stuff, but I like to hear something else besides Caribbean Queen. I was Caribbean Queened out on that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I love that song to death. No more love on the run. Caribbean Queen. Yeah, we're sharing the same dream. Hearts beat us one. No more love on the run. I love me some Billy Ocean, but I don't love Billy Ocean that much.
Oof. No, that's rough. Like the music was kind of questionable at some points, but it was just so fun to have on. Like I'm a Sagittarius. I see the fun in that.
Okay, Sagittarius. Well, I'm an Aries, so I mean, we're yeah, you know what I'm saying. We try to see the best in things as well. Friggin' Aries and Sagittarius. I feel like singing Tyrese signs of love making. Man, I met a Scorpio. We'll be here all day. I digress. But god dang, man, from the Sagittarius over here. Okay, I like your style, but no, I look at it from a stance too as well, where the music side of things, the overall ambiance. I think we need a lot of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about everything that's going on in the world. Sometimes you just need that. I mean, people go through a lot of shit. People go through a lot of misfortunes. It's always nice to have that positivity and that overall good feeling. You know?
Exactly. And to have that opportunity to unplug and like be away from your phone, just kind of like, get to experience life, get to experience the outside. Like it's beautiful. It's necessary.
It is, and I'm gonna say right now, like, and I'm gonna say this: what's awesome about the adult entertainment industry. Now, I'm gonna say this about you in particular, from the modeling side of things. Well, first and foremost, for what you got on tonight, besides those green nails, absolutely superb. I gotta compliment the outfit, man. Nice choice, looking good.
Thank you.
Like, you're welcome. But no, it's true, and I think what's great too is we see pictures, we see the imagery from the site with Jeff Smiles and just in general, man. I got to say, somebody's got to do like a great portrait of you, man. If we got to need more fan art and fan portraits, like it's great to see like the travel and meeting the fans, but just actually having that fan art and portraits. There's some drawings, man. There's some people that know how to sketch. Get some drawings going, right? That's the best kind of fan art, right?
I'd love that. Oh my God. Oh, that would melt my heart to see.
That is first and foremost. I'm going to say right now, Chloe, I love you to death, but that is not me. I can't even draw a stick figure for God's sake. But but at the same time, I think what's so great about being a fan of whatever profession it is, it's that overall, like you could do a fan art, you could bring something that really is something to you that symbolizes what you mean to the person. So I mean, hey, it works, and that's the great with your fans because we've seen that on social media with you with your stuff. And I'm going to say the OnlyFans once more is popping, but god dang, man, the beautiful imagery. You may take a nude selfie, you may not. Maybe you're here, you're there. You're really one with a variety, and that's a good thing to have that variety.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy you're enjoying the content.
Well, no, it's true. And well, first and foremost, again, it's internal and external beauty. But god dang, man, sometimes you got a variety and spice it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got to spice it up with the variety.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! But the travel aside as well, like we were talking about, you're talking about Los Angeles and everything. Where else are we going to be expecting from the travel side of things? Because again, travel season, you're wearing masks on a plane, staying safe, but at the same time traveling, really exploring the world. What can we expect from the travel side of things, man? Because that's the grind when it comes to these shoots and just in general. It's the overall grind. Where can we expect from travel there, Chloe?
Oh God, I have no idea. This was kind of like a test of like how comfortable do I feel, to travel during the pandemic. And I felt pretty okay. So I don't know. I think I want to go back to San Francisco. I was thinking Portland. I was thinking Seattle, definitely PNW. So look out for me over there.
Nice. Okay. So besides California, I look at it from a stance too as well. And I'm going to ask you because when everybody thinks of like the adult world and the modeling side of things, Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, the 702, where my girl's at type of vibes, if you will. Now, is Vegas kind of on the bucket list, man? Because it is the adult capital of the world, the fight capital of the world. There's a lot going on in the Las Vegas area.
God, I'm actually planning a trip there for January. So we'll
Nice.
see.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the one thing too, because it's interesting because just how big and how like the epicenter, so to speak, is for the adult entertainment industry in Las Vegas. Because there's something for everybody there, and it's again not just gambling, but we also got a lot of beauty in to take in the sights too. And besides, going to do the strip thing? Are you much of a gambler or not?
I can gamble a little bit. I'm good. I know when to pull out. So like I love it.
All right, first and foremost, folks, she was talking about slots and gambling when to pull out, not that kind of pull out. I see what you did there, woman. But no, I digress. I'm only teasing. But I look at it from a stance too as well. See, my grandmother used to have that problem. But what I mean by that is like she would just play to like the and then just lose at the end. I'm like, she didn't know when to stop. And I love my grandmother so much, but she didn't know when to stop. But then she would know when to stop. It was weird because it's like you know when you stop, but it's the temptations. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight the temptations when it comes to gambling.
You have to know when to pull out. You have to know when to stop.
You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them until the deed is done. Oh yes. So, but no, and Chloe, I look at it from a stance too as well. Like we were talking about the Christmas vibes. So for the music wise, and I have to ask you because we're both pop culture nerds and big titted goth woman over here, you son of a gun. I got to ask you this because it's very apropos in this sentiment. What are we looking for Christmas music wise? What's some of your favorite Christmas melodies, Christmas jingles, Christmas songs? What's in your playlist, man?
Oh, Christmas music. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh my God, Christmas music. I mean, I love All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, as do we all. But oh my God, besides that, I'm not really big on Christmas music. I'm more like Halloween music. That's where my heart is.
Okay. I like your style. Like people are strange when you're a stranger, faces look ugly when you're alone, like Lost Boys type of vibes there. I can see that. Okay. And then you can also get like some okay. I was a big Halloween Town fan on Disney Channel, which I'm sure a lot of us are. Debbie Reynolds, God rest her soul, Kimberly J. Brown. And I'm gonna say Kimberly J. Brown. No disrespect to Sarah Paxton, but once we got to Return to Halloween Town, I was done because Kimberly J. Brown was the OG. And I think you can echo the sentiments on that too, right?
Understandable.
My God, dang, man. Like, we get to the fourth one, and I'm like, this is not Marnie. But still, I understand. I mean, cast changes, what have you. But still, like, for me, like, I remember Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. Besides the original, that was always my go-to because the sequel was not bad and included his her son. And isn't it funny that those two, the guy who played Calabar's son and Kimberly J. Brown, are, like, married and together now?
I love that. Oh my God.
Like you can't write this. Like legit, they are together now, and how awesome is that? And I mean, they had that song "Witch's Brew" that was into it. Do you remember the song "Witch's Brew"? If you've not, I have to send it to you. It's really, really good. It's at the okay. So it's the scene in the movie. Remember when the father turns into a frog because the guy who plays his father, who's not really his father, like turns into frogs.
Mhm.
So that's the scene where it plays. But yeah, I have to send it to you. But yeah, how crazy is that? That you have a dad and you just he's made out of frogs. The frog ribbit. It's like that scene in Weird Science when friggin' she turns the older brother into like that horrible creature. You know what I'm saying? If for those who have seen Weird Science or Kelly LeBron, you know where I'm going with that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like I said, that's movies for you. And I look at it from a stance too as well now. The Halloween movies I love. I have not seen the new Halloween one that is on Netflix. Have you seen that yet or no? Because I don't want any spoilers. Did you see the new one that came out? It's more about Michael Myers and like from
Yeah.
you have not. Okay. People, I for those who have seen it, let us know what you thought about it because it's definitely something I need to check out. And I know the Chucky series is going on USA. The season finale, I believe, was either last night or tonight. Have you seen any of the Chucky series as well, man?
Oh, but I've heard such good things about it, so I need to check that out.
So I was originally skeptical, and I'll be honest, because as someone who's seen Chucky, the Private Chucky and the Seated Chucky, I'm like, okay, how many Chucky movies are we gonna do? But yeah, like you said, I hear good things, and I'm willing to give it a try because who doesn't love the killer doll, right?
Exactly. It took a while for me to like get into the series because I always like I grew up like seeing the Chucky doll and being scared of it, but like no, I feel like I'm good.
And going back to the adult entertainment industry, like there's a lot of, and I'm going to say this, one of the big things besides just everything, because there's so much genre, so much content, like the porn parodies where you could do like a Halloween Town or a Halloween movie type of porn parody. Like, isn't it amazing just to see the overall ideas and the creative juices of porn parodies that we see nowadays?
I love them so much. I would love to do a parody.
Okay, now this sets me up. What type of porn parody are you thinking about?
I would love to do like a Rocky Horror Picture Show one if I were to do one.
I like your style. This one with the Rocky Horror Movie Show, the classics, the vintage. All right. Okay.
I'd want it to be like an orgy scene, and I think I'd want to be magenta.
Okay. Right. You see, you're putting the mental picture in my head here. I could definitely see that. But no, I mean that fits, and I mean if we've had like the Hulk and we've had a Rocky Balboa one, and I'm gonna say this right now. Here's what kills your childhood: when they did SpongeBob SquareNuts. Yes, they did a SpongeBob SquarePants porn parody. That just ruins your childhood, and the childhood goes out the window. They legit did one of those, and it ruined me. And I'll be honest with you, as someone who has seen a lot of adult content and being a male, I couldn't do it. I felt dirty, like literally Christina Aguilera, like dirty. I couldn't do it. There's just some. Have you ever experienced like there's just some things where it's like, no, you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. You can't go for that. No can do. Hall and Oates style, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's one of those things too. Like you really legit can make a porn parody about anything. And you know, remember the days of the blockbusters and the Hollywood videos before we had streaming and stuff. It's like that, man. You just rent a movie and boom, you can rent porn and just boom. You know, before we had streaming, right?
Exactly.
I mean, as someone who grew up in the 90s, it's like, don't you just miss those days where it's just like, you know, it was simple. You just rent a movie and boom. Then you rewind the son of a gun and then you forget sometimes to rewind the damn movie. Then you take it back, right?
Those were the days.
But no, I mean, I look at it from a stance too, as now, as far as streaming goes with adult content, your work and just in general's work, isn't it amazing just to see how many vids and what you're doing with OnlyFans, the camaraderie and the overall site that goes into it from the fan perspective is amazing just to see all these grow, especially during the coronavirus and COVID. I mean, people are at home and we get to enjoy more of that content.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's the thing too. I mean, I look at it from a stance too as well. Like again, COVID gave us many things, but also gives us a chance to create. And for you, I got to ask you this as well because we were talking about the OnlyFans and just doing that type of stuff. Like for you, again, you could do a nude image, you could just talk, you could really expand your horizons. But what else can we expect more on the OnlyFans side of things besides the Christmas side of things and what we're going to do there? But what else are we thinking OnlyFans wise from a content perspective?
I want to do something. I want to release a birthday gift for my OnlyFans subscribers. Um, God, I'm trying to think. I want to do more holiday content. God. Besides that, I'm kind of more focused on doing more studio content right now and promoting it there. That's kind of where all my focus is. But yeah, the ideas are coming.
Nice. So I look at it from a stance too, as well as far as the studio content and everything that you have in general. Like again, we were talking about always being down for everything. Like for you, we mentioned like threesomes are coming. We're talking about Jeff's mom. We're talking about Plumper Pass and more Plumper Pass into January. But what else are we expecting 22 wise with scene? Because I know you mentioned studio, but what else are you looking more for the role play side of things or just in general? What can we expect from the storytelling side of things, man? Because you're putting out that story and you're telling it, pun intended, so to speak.
Storytelling. Oh God. Storytelling wise. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Just saying, like, there's so much role play to like put, and again, more into your work. Like, what else are we thinking, like role play wise, and just in general? Like, I mean, there's a lot really to connect with, especially if these times you take what social climate and society has, and then boom, you put into a sensual side of things, right?
Yeah, like I definitely want to branch out and do more. I feel like I'm getting scheduled to do a lot of boy girl films, and I want to start doing films with. I want to start doing girl films, and I want to start doing films with other LGBT people. So that's something you can look to see in 2022.
Now, isn't it amazing to see? And I'm going to say this as someone who loves what he does, and I love, you know what it is amazing to see? You got to love everybody, man. I mentioned United Not Divided. There's a lot of great talent in the LGBT community and just in general, and to see how popularized the LGBT community is in the adult side of things. I mean, it really does make for great content and to expand, and just that market is really open to a lot of ideas.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, I kind of want my career to resemble what my sex life looks like off screen. So I want to diversify things.
Now, I'm going to say this right now as far as the sex life side of things, and I got to ask you this because, first and foremost, it's you on the screen, but I'm going to say this as someone who talks to you outside of the microphone and outside of what we do. You're the volume turned up, and it's a lot of vibrancy and it's a lot of energy, which I love to death, my friend. But God dang, man, the balance is awesome to see, like in front of the camera, behind the camera. So I'm going to say it's more of just you with the volume turned up, right?
Yes.
Fair enough. So I mean, and that's a nice balance too, because what your sexual being and what you crave on the film and just in general, it's a nice balance. I mean, I'm sure just in general, like the sex life and just in general, it's going to be really awesome to see and equate that to film. So it kind of just blends and gels, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now I'm I'm going to ask you as well because god dang man, the overall side of things as well with music and just in general, like we mentioned Evanescence, we mentioned Christmas music, we mentioned a lot of that good stuff and Halloween music. So I'm going to say this right now, going into the new year, what else can we expect from the music side of things from you? What else can we expect in the playlist? Like what's your daily like eclectic playlist? Because we'll talk about music here for a second because we're both music buffs. What's generally on the playlist besides not a lot of Christmas music, but what's generally on the playlist?
Oh, let's see. Um, a lot of like women in R&B. So I love like Kehlani, Ari Lennox, and Solange, and like that kind of area. Um, but I also love like alternative music. I'm kind of all over the place. I just discovered like this is so embarrassing. I'm not very familiar with Bjork's music, and I'm kind of obsessed with her music right now.
My face, man, my eyes just.
I know. I know.
Okay, so like I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about Bjork, but like Bjork has been around like a
I
long
know.
time.
I know. That's so bad. There's this one song she has. It's called "It's Oh So Quiet," and it was really big in like 1995. And like, I'm like, I know I'm so late to the game, but that is like the top of my list right now of things to listen to.
Okay, first and foremost, I was 3 in 1995. I was 3, but at the same time, like we learn about this stuff like as we get older and music wise. Like it's funny. Like one of my friends sent me like songs that turned 25 years old in 2022, and I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
and I'm like, Puff Daddy and Biggie with Mo Money, Mo Problems turns 25, and I'm like, no. Like, like, like it's just, it feels like it was yesterday when you're bopping to that song, and that was like him recorded posthumously, like when Biggie died, excuse me. But god dang, man, like 25 years old already, and it's nuts to actually think about that.
Crazy. Oh my god.
Like, I think from a stance too as well, like, so they're doing a boy band Christmas, and it's like 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, I think Boys to Men are on it, and it's gonna looks awesome. But you also think about it too, like Quit Playing Games in My Heart came out 25 years ago, and it's just like again, like you don't think like as time goes and how time flies, just like again, it's like yesterday, but at the same time, it's like you don't realize it until like it hits you, right?
No, I feel that way. What is it? One of my favorite Paramore albums, I think it's All We Know Is Falling. That came out 16 years ago. Like that album had its sweet 16 this year.
And you don't, first and foremost, Paramore. I'm gonna give it right there because Paramore is the shiznit. But god dang man, you don't realize that. And I think last time we were talking about My Chemical Romance, and then you hear like Helena, it's only like, oh my god, like over, it's like almost like 17 years old or something like that. And it's like that's nuts to think about.
Crazy. I was like, that's one of my favorite albums, Sweet 16. Like, oh my God. But turns out you fast.
It does. And I also, I mean, come on, like when it has like music like that in the punk rock genre, like how can you like not? I mean, for instance, like Simple Plan, right? We had the days of Simple Plan and Sum 41 when Avril Lavigne was with the dude from Sum 41, and then she was with Chad Kroger, and now she's with, I don't even know who she's with now, but I'm like, God dang, Avril Lavigne. But no, that's the time period we had. It's simple time periods, but that's also, I mean, when Avril Lavigne had Skater Boy and stuff like that. Like the skater stuff, like, and I'll be honest with you, I went to a group of kids. I think a lot of people can attest to this. So I went to the kids in school. Like there's so many different groups, there's so many different cliques, which make us all unique, right? So did you have like the skater boys that would just like they thought they were cool because they were in the parking lot of like a CVS or something and like a mini mart, just skating, having a good time, making like skater videos? That's I went to school with a lot of those kids. They just like to skate, like to do like that X Games stuff, like they're Tony Hawk or some shit. You know about some of those kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not throwing shade, but it's just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You want to do a 540 like it's fucking Brink on Disney Channel original movies, you know what I'm saying? There's a reference, friggin' Brink. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, no. And like I said, it's a different clicks, and it really just we make fun of these people, but I think as we get older, we realize, like, goddamn, there's a lot of unique people out there, right?
I love it. I love the diversity.
That's true, and that's absolutely true. And also from the diversity with the adult entertainment industry, like you mentioned, LGBTQ. And I'm gonna say this because I know you rep it, and there's a lot of women that rep it. But the BBW category, the overall curvaceous, the vivacious. I'm going into Nelly Houghton here, and I don't even mean to. But god dang, man, it's that overall genre, and women like yourself that are really taking over. So it's great to see just a lot of women like yourself get the praise and the rightful praise that you deserve.
Oh, you're very sweet. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, but no, that's the thing, and I look at it from a stance too as well. And as speaking as the male point of view, I mean, a lot of us guys like the curves, man, and I mean, it shows. It shows within your work and shows with you as a personality. So I mean, you got it, man. You got it.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
You're welcome. Well, you have to look at it when we were talking about diversity, but you have to look at it from a stance like, let's not fucking shame people. It's people come in all different shapes and sizes. It may sound cliche, but it's very apropos and it's very true. So I mean, hey, if you got it, flaunt it, man, and and you certainly do got it.
So I'll flaunt.
I saw that flaunt there. Okay, I can't even do that because I hardly have any hair. But hey, you repped it, so that's all I'm saying. But no, I mean, and I look at it from a stance too as well. The lingerie aspect, the films that you have going in, the Jeff's models, and what we have coming up from you. I can't wait to see what 2022 holds for you, man. It's a new year, it's a new you, and it's new content. Put that on a T-shirt, Miss Chloe Klein. Yes.
I shall. I shall.
Speaking from a stance as well with Jeff's models, and we were talking about the film, the one-on-one film I will go back to for a second here, because Jeff is an absolute professional and he does a lot of great work with a lot of people in the industry. So I think from Jeff, and he's very in detail. I think you can speak from obviously experience, but goddamn, man, the detail of the shot, like it shows in his film and his work, just the attention to detail of the shot and how to get the right frame of it.
Yeah, absolutely. They paid such good attention to detail. They put care into everything they did on that set.
Right on. And I look at it from a stance too as well with Jeff's models with Plumper Pass, and there's so many stuff that's really dedicated to the BBW style and the curvy and really that area. And I think it's great to see some of those sites being more into the forefront. Like again, we're kids, we grew up with Naughty America, right? You know what I'm saying? This is before we had streaming sites and you had to pay for it. And it's like, all right, I'll take a 30-second to a minute preview. Boom, I want to get more. Let me subscribe to the website, right? But at the same but at the same time, it's like, all right, we have everything at our fingertips in streaming. Let me search Chloe Klein. Let me search this. Let me search that. Like I said, you're right at everybody's fingertips, man.
Oh, I love that. I want to be at everyone's fingertips.
I see how your mind works. I see that. All right. But no. But I also look at it from a stance too, man. I think that's what's great about the technological side of things. And I mean, there's positive and negatives to everything. There's pros and cons, and especially with Facebook now, or should I say Meta? My goodness gracious, META with the stuff that's going on with Facebook. Like, what the actual fuck, right?
Not a fan.
Okay, and I'm gonna say that right now. I had to bring that up because it's like, what in the world? Like, you see Meta, it's like weird to see because here's this guy, Mark Zuckerberg. It's detailed in the social network, but Facebook on so many different college campuses, and it really gets down to the forefront. And now we're Meta, and it's like I can't even. It's like it's hard to fathom to even say that, right?
Right? It's just how far it's come. How far it's come.
It is, but still at the same time, the community guidelines on a lot of sites, it's like, and I'll say this about you in particular, user for example, I've seen a lot of worse content that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Because of stuff like yours and just in general, it's interesting to see community guidelines and how they work because you are probably the most tame for what we see out there, and I mean that with the utmost sincerity and respect, because you are very classy and elegant with your content and your imagery. Besides being very sensual, it does showcase the sensual side. And
Thank you.
welcome. I'm saying, man, you have to have the classiness to it as well, and I think that shows on social media. I mean, with imagery and everything that goes into it, you have to have some class and style to it. It's not always about the raunch, to be honest with you. It's not about the raunch. You know, you have to sell yourself, but you sell it in a nice way. We talked about the flaunt before, so I mean, hey, it's a swag. It's a swag.
Yeah, I hear that.
Oh my goodness gracious. But yes, and going into the new year as well. Now I'm going to say this. Everybody talks about New Year's resolutions. Everybody talks about what their goals want to be. Now we mentioned the content side, but what is Chloe Klein's New Year's resolutions?
Oh, I want to be happy. And I don't, how do I say this? I don't want to spend one moment doing something I don't enjoy in 2022.
I like that. No, that's beautifully said. That is absolutely eloquently beautifully said. I think that's a great mindset to have. Well, first and foremost, everybody wants the happiness side of things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be happy and they want to be pure and they want to live their lives. And like I said, I think everything in life, and I think you can attest, patience is a virtue. You know what I'm saying? Good things come to those who wait. So yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I see it as protecting myself essentially, and only choosing to be in the best of spaces. That's what I want for myself.
Wisdom right there. And thank you. Yes, wisdom right there, my friend. Wisdom. Well, I think that's also a thing to say because they say, you know, when it comes to friends, you could count how many you have on your fingertips that are really the true friends. I mean, if you're surrounded in your right space and your right fold, like I said, it's blocking out negativity, but you also have a nice little mix of family and friends in there. And that's all you really need in this thing that we call life.
Exactly. I agree.
Just saying, man, it's the simple things, man. That's a lot of people need to realize and take away from this show and just in general life. It's the simple things, man. It's the simple things. Don't overcomplicate stuff.
Never.
And now, Chloe, I will say this, and before we even close this out, because man, we covered a lot from the pop culture, the music, the movies, the overall goth style, which you absolutely possess, and especially with that black and those green earrings. My goodness gracious, one more time. Hello. Yes. So it's always a pleasure and a privilege, and first and foremost, the laugh in itself just shows the entertainment aspect, and you obviously got it, flaunt it, dare I say, love it. And I definitely want to have you back on for round 3. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Yes, please. I love being here. It's so wonderful talking to you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I'm going to say this right now, since you said it before. You are an angel in your own right, Miss Chloe Klein. I got to say, get those wings, man.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome, love. But god dang, man, before we close this out, please promote the Twitter, Instagram, the OnlyFans. Hell, if you got the TikTok, the tickety talk, as everybody is on now, from the short clips, the long clips, everything in the TikTok realm, please go ahead, and the links will be right in the description.
No worries. Let's see. My Twitter is Chloe Klein XX. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Chloe Klein. And I'm working on my TikTok. I got locked out of it, so I'm rebuilding it. So stay tuned.
Okay, now you see, I gotta ask this question because I've had this with a lot of guests. Because sometimes it happens for content or what we post. You know, we talked about the guidelines, right? How'd you get locked on TikTok, man?
I have no idea. I think it's because I was posting too many revealing TikToks. I think that's what happened. I've been trying to get back into the account because it still exists. It's still there, but I just can't sign in. I don't know why they won't let me. But yeah, I'm trying to slowly rebuild.
First and foremost, man, that is just a crime itself, just locking you out of your TikTok, man, with your risque. And look at me, I'm Chloe Kind. Well, what's up?
Like, I'm happy the TikToks are still out there.
It's a plus too, but god dang, man, a little something, something. I mean, here's the thing: we got again going back to we have a lot of worse things out there, man. And then sometimes a breast or a butt shows or a butt cheek, if you will. We get a little bit of cheekiness, Mister Lights, Camera, Action, baby. So I mean, that's the stuff that really it makes you like shake your head and roll your eyes, so to speak. Like, come on now.
I mean, it's not Twitter. Not every site can be Twitter.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. With the adult side of things on Twitter, it's just like boom. We got some family friendly, and then we got not suitable for work. NSFW, man. Hey,
As it should be.
again, the parting wisdom. I like your style, Miss Chloe Klein. Also, I meant to say this the last time. Like the it's Chloe Klein as like the Twitter handle. That is awesome because there can only be one, and there's some swag and confidence in that. With that, it's Chloe Klein. I like that, by the way.
Love it. It's the way to be.
That is the way to be, man. With got it flaunted style. Okay. So, Chloe Klein, before we also do close this out, do you have any final words to the people and your fans that have been checking out your work, your modeling side of things, your Jeff Smiles, your Pumper Pass, and more to come? Do you have any final words to the people?
Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you all so much for supporting me and what I do. And yeah, stay tuned. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Folks, stay tuned for another edition of On the Mic with Mike coming very soon. We get to see a lot of people of all facets of life from the adult entertainment industry, like this woman right here, and professional wrestling and music, and just in general, man, giving a platform for people to tell their stories. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful life. I'm taking it back to the 90s with that jam. So before I close this out, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are, and Miss Chloe Klein, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
For Chloe Klein and that beautiful and adorable laugh, my name is Mike Larkin. We'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.